What's up? It's Susie from HeyGrillHey.com, and today I'm going to attempt something I've never done before and that I am completely unqualified for. I'm going to build a drum smoker from a kit, and then I think we're going to cook a chicken on it. Let's do it. Okay, so this kit comes from smokerbuilder.com. My friend Frank sent it over. I have seen people build their own drum cookers from scratch and from barrels, which is fantastic, but again, I am unqualified and I wouldn't even know necessarily where to get the pieces. The kit has everything that you need already inside of it, all of the gaskets, all of the hinges, all of the air intake valves. So I feel like with instructions and safety goggles, I will probably be fine. Wish me luck. Worst case scenario, Todd and Brandon are here behind the cameras and they can step in and help me if I feel like I'm in over my head. Let's build a smoker. This is a lot of stuff. Drilling all of the holes on a template. There's also an option online if you don't want to drill all of the holes yourself, it will come pre-drilled. Drilling it yourself is a nice middle ground between doing it all by yourself and having the kit, because you get to kind of customize where the holes go. If you want to change the airflow, there's also some accessories that you can add on, and this gives you the ultimate flexibility because you kind of get the best of both worlds. Or you can have them all pre-drilled and make the assembly even easier. Big hole is scary, scarier than a small one.
Beauty.
Now it's stuck. Got it. Hey, that was fun.
Pull back a little bit, like put it in reverse. Pull back. Now pull up a little bit on it. Now put it forward and get some speed.
No, I switched it back to forward.
You're good.
Come on!
There, let the drill do the work. So don't push so hard. Just kind of like let it keep it spinning and let it ride on top of it. There you go.
Okay, I'm learning.
Perfect.
Well, not perfect,
Perfect enough.
but it's through. Okay, I got a technique this time. I'm gonna be better at it. Oh, you're doing so good. That one was way better.
Yep.
Now I know the technique now. Sweet!
I think that's all the holes drilled.
We drilled all the holes! Great. All right, what's after this? These like barbecue Legos. This might have been a bad week for a fresh manicure. This is the part in filming where we have abandoned the instructions. We have given up on the templates. We're gonna eyeball it. We're just gonna eyeball it. Don't know the good news? Everything is fitting, and I drilled all these side holes on the template, and that means I didn't put them in the wrong spot. Final screw on the lid. We're gonna get the thermometer in, and then we have assembled the whole grill. We're just gonna clean everything up, put the pieces in. I think we light it on fire and cook some chicken. I think, what did that take? About just over 2 hours start to finish for the whole assembly process. That's about how long it usually takes me to put together any grill that I get from the manufacturer. So, I don't know. Not bad for a grill we put together ourselves. We've got it assembled, charcoal is preheating. Before we add our charcoal in and really get heat on this, I'm gonna give the interior a coating of cooking oil. It's just gonna help season the interior. You can get around this if you are cooking for the first time something that's really fatty anyway, like a pork butt that's gonna have a lot of that, you know, fat moving around on the inside to help develop that interior seasoning, but we're just gonna kick it off with a thin layer of vegetable oil all over the inside. Sweet. A lot of times with new smokers, we'll do a burn-in, which is 45 minutes or so at super high heat. It burns off anything left over from the manufacturing process so that you have a nice clean cooker to start out with. While the drum is coming up to temperature and burning off, we're gonna start prepping our Alabama white sauce and our chicken, which is gonna be the inaugural cook in our beautiful new drum cooker. So this is my version of an Alabama style white sauce made very famous by Big Bob Gibson's Barbecue in Alabama. I'm sure you have seen or heard of the pitmaster Chris Lilly. He's an awesome friend of mine. I told him I have taken some liberties with the original style of white sauce. He says it's fine. So if Chris says it's fine, I'm just gonna keep doing it, okay? We're gonna start with a cup of mayonnaise. It's called white sauce because it is a white-based barbecue sauce. It's pretty unique. If you haven't tried it yet, you are going to love it. It is phenomenal, especially with poultry. So, cup of mayo, quarter cup of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, a little bit of salt and pepper, and that right there is enough of a base with an Alabama white sauce to really get you started. But like I said, mine's a little zesty. I zhuzh it up a little bit. I use 1 to 2 teaspoons of prepared horseradish. If you're using a cream horseradish, you can get away with using a little bit more. If it's, you know, a really strong, pure grated horseradish, you might need a little bit less. Then I also like about 1 to 2 tablespoons of brown mustard. Anything I can put in here that gives it a little bit of heat to kind of elevate the richness of the mayo, I'm all about it. Couple pinches of cayenne pepper. Again, I like the spiciness. Juice of a lemon, about a teaspoon. And then you can add your salt and pepper to taste. And one of the beauties of an Alabama white sauce is it's an uncooked sauce, so it comes together very, very quickly. This is already ready to go. I'm just gonna cover it and pop it in the fridge until we're ready to sauce our chicken. Look at the consistency. Just a little bit drippy, but it holds together really, really nice. That is a very delicious white sauce. It's tangy, it's a little bit sweet, but not overly sweet like a traditional barbecue sauce. It's got some really nice warm back end heat. That's perfect. let's prep our chicken. I've got about a 5-pound whole chicken. I'm gonna spatchcock it, which means I'm going to cut out the backbone. This will allow our chicken to lay flat. And in this drum cooker, I think that's gonna be a really great way to cook our chicken. The temperature is gonna be higher today than what I would normally run a drum cooker at because we brought it up so high to burn it in. So we're getting more of a grilled chicken experience than a traditional smoked chicken that you would see with the Alabama white sauce, but it's gonna be delicious. Now you can discard the backbone or you can save it and make your own chicken stock, which is what I like to do. Before I flip my chicken over, I'm gonna spray the backside with a little bit of avocado oil. It's my favorite oil for using on the grill. It's gonna help keep the chicken moist and help us get some nice, yummy skin on the outside. And I'm gonna season liberally with my beef rub. You can grab this on my website or right below the video in the description. Flip it over, repeat on the top with the oil and the seasoning, but before I do this on the top, I'm gonna tuck my wing tips. Now you can trim these off. My favorite way of treating them is just to tuck them behind the shoulder. This allows it to open up flat, cook my wings evenly, and I don't have to worry about burning the tips or covering my breast meat. Now, having grown up in Utah without a ton of barbecue background, I really had never been exposed to Alabama white sauce or this style of chicken until I got into barbecue myself as an adult, because I just didn't have that kind of exposure, but it's become one of my favorite little barbecue meals because it's so easy. And then when I got to meet Chris Lilly and cook with Chris Lilly, I was a little bit starstruck. He's one of the nicest, most humble individuals ever. So, what I want to know is, have you ever tried Alabama white sauce chicken, or had you ever heard of it before you got into barbecue? Maybe you were lucky and you grew up in Alabama and you knew it was a thing. But if you didn't, let me know in the comments so that I don't feel so alone. Okay. Chicken's ready, sauce is ready. Our drum has been burning in for about 40 minutes. So I'm gonna turn the vents, close it a little bit so that we can start bringing the temperature down a little. I'm happy to throw this on the grill around 350 degrees and get us that nice, like, grilled, flattened chicken experience. Now with this clocking, it's actually a little warmer, running 375, 400 degrees. This chicken's probably gonna be on there about 45 minutes. I'm gonna take it up to 160 degrees Fahrenheit in the breast meat, pull it off, and then baste it in that beautiful Alabama white sauce. Our chicken just came off of our drum. I am so excited to see if my brand new drum that I drilled the holes with my hands in this very morning produced a really beautiful chicken for me to eat for lunch today. Now I'm gonna drizzle this while it is hot with this Alabama white sauce. If you're doing this the traditional big barbecue, the Big Bob Gibson barbecue way, they dunk their Alabama white sauce chickens. But I'm gonna give it a spoon and a slather, let the heat from the chicken kind of melt that sauce down around there. It'll get real drippy and juicy and creamy and so delicious. And my mouth is watering so bad. I've got to let this rest for the next, 5 to 10 minutes technically. We'll see if I make it that long. Chicken is rested. I'm gonna cut in down here on the thigh because I am a thigh girl personally. It's my favorite piece of the chicken. I can't eat this whole thigh, but I'm gonna give myself a little piece to taste. Listen, there is a magic in a charcoal loaded drum. It's a really tight, moist environment. You get the higher cooking temperatures, but I also think you walk away with a little bit more smoke than you would if you were running a different type of grill at that same high heat. because that charcoal is just swirling all that yummy flavor around in that drum. Number one, no matter what type of smoker you have, you should cook this chicken because it's so good. However, if you have been interested in a drum cooker, that was a really fun project. It only took us a couple of hours to assemble it. It would have been even faster if those holes were pre-drilled. My friend Frank was really nice. Todd called him on the phone today. He gave us a code. Is it Hey Grill Hey, Todd?
Just Hey Grill Hey.
Okay, Frank gave us a code. If you want to buy a drum smoker kit and make your own, the code is Hey Grill Hey, and you can use it for, is it a discount?
You get 10% off.
So if you want to get a kit like this one from our friend Frank, he gave us a code Hey Grill Hey at checkout, and it will give you 10% off, which is really awesome. But I just think these drums are fun, whether you have one that you have a brand that you love or you want to make one yourself. Having this kit, I probably would have never made a drum all by myself, but having a kit with the tools and stuff ready to go made it a lot more accessible to me. And now I have kind of a really cool drum cooker that looks awesome and makes really delicious chicken in my backyard. So thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed watching us build a drum, learning a little bit more about how they're built from the inside out, and a pretty fun recipe for Alabama chicken with white sauce. See you next time. Awful good chicken.